Have you ever been misunderstood or called foolish for a choice you made, even when you knew you were doing the right thing? It's a tough spot to be in. But today, I want to share a story that proves true wisdom isn't always about looking smart to others. It's about knowing the real value of your actions. Once, in a grand kingdom, there was a minister who was incredibly intelligent. He was the king's most trusted advisor, and his sharp mind earned him both respect and, unfortunately, a great deal of jealousy from the other courtiers. They were always looking for ways to bring him down, to find a flaw in his perfect reputation. They couldn't attack the minister directly, so they looked for another target, his son. One day, a courtier approached the king. "Your Majesty," he said with a sly smile, "have you noticed the minister's son? For a man of such brilliance, his son seems, well, rather simple-minded. Perhaps the apple has fallen very far from the tree." The king, influenced by the whispers and gossip, decided to see for himself. He called the minister's son to the court. Holding out his hands, he presented the boy with a choice. In one hand, a shiny gold coin, and in the other, a gleaming silver coin. "Choose whichever you like, my boy," the king said, a smug look on his face. The entire court watched, holding their breath. The boy looked at both coins, his eyes wide. Then, without much hesitation, he reached out and picked the silver coin. A wave of snickers and quiet laughter spread through the hall. The king chuckled. "See?" he said to the courtiers. "The boy is indeed a fool. He doesn't even know that gold is worth more than silver." This became a daily ritual. Every single day, the king would call the minister's son, offer him a gold coin and a silver coin, and every single day, the boy would choose the silver one. The court's amusement never faded. They would gather just to watch the foolish son make his predictable choice. The story of the minister's foolish son spread throughout the kingdom, and the minister himself became the subject of pity and quiet ridicule. The minister was deeply embarrassed. He loved his son, but he couldn't understand his behavior. How could his own child, whom he had tried to teach so much, be so ignorant? He was a laughingstock, and it was all because his son kept picking silver over gold. The shame and confusion gnawed at him. He felt his reputation, which he had built over a lifetime, crumbling day by day. Finally, he couldn't bear it any longer. One evening, after another day of public humiliation at court, he went to his son's room. His face was a mixture of anger, disappointment, and sadness. "Son," he began, his voice heavy, "we need to talk. I don't understand. I have taught you the value of things. You know that a gold coin is worth at least 10 silver coins. You know this, don't you?" The boy looked up at his father and nodded calmly. "Yes, father, I do." The minister's frustration boiled over. "Then why? Why do you do this to me? To yourself? Every day you stand in front of the king and the entire court, and you choose the silver coin. They all laugh at you. They call you a fool. They whisper about me, saying my son is simple. Why would you deliberately make yourself look foolish and bring this shame upon our family?" The son listened patiently until his father was finished. Then he stood up, walked over to a large wooden chest in the corner of his room, and opened the lid. The minister's eyes widened in disbelief. The chest was nearly overflowing with gleaming silver coins. There were hundreds of them, a small fortune collected one piece at a time. The son turned back to his father, a small wise smile on his face. "Father," he said softly, "you are right. I know that a gold coin is worth more than a single silver coin. But think about it. The moment I choose the gold coin, the game is over. The king will have proven his point, he'll feel satisfied, and he will stop offering me the choice. He'll never call me to court again." He gestured towards the chest full of silver. "But as long as I keep choosing the silver coin, as long as they all believe I'm a fool, the king will continue his little game every single day. He enjoys feeling superior. The courtiers enjoy the entertainment. And every day, I get to add another silver coin to my collection. If I had taken the gold coin on the very first day, all I would have is one gold coin. But by playing the fool, look at what I have gained." The minister was speechless. He stared from the pile of silver coins to his son's calm, intelligent face. In that moment, all his shame and anger melted away, replaced by an overwhelming sense of pride. He realized his son wasn't a fool at all. In fact, his son was far wiser than the king, the courtiers, and even himself. He had seen the bigger picture, the long-term strategy, while everyone else was focused on the immediate, obvious choice. The boy had understood human nature perfectly. He knew the king's ego and the court's desire for amusement were the real keys to his success. By sacrificing his short-term reputation and allowing people to underestimate him, he had secured a continuous, long-term gain. He wasn't playing their game. He was playing his own, and he was winning. The minister finally understood. True wisdom isn't about showing off how smart you are. It's not about winning every small argument or proving your intelligence at every turn. It's about understanding the situation, seeing the hidden opportunities, and making the choices that lead to the best outcome in the long run, even if those choices make you look foolish to the outside world. This story holds a powerful lesson for all of us. How often do we worry about what other people think? How often do we change our plans or abandon our goals because someone laughed at us or told us we were being silly? We live in a world that often judges based on appearances. People might not understand your vision. They might not see the long-term strategy you're working on. They might label you as foolish, strange, or unrealistic. But what truly matters is not their opinion. What matters is your own conviction. Do you know the value of what you're doing? Do you have a clear purpose and a plan to get there? If the answer is yes, then let them talk. Let them laugh. Like the minister's son, you can smile to yourself, knowing that you're on the right path. Sometimes the most intelligent move is the one that no one else understands. It might be starting a small business when everyone tells you to get a safe job. It might be pursuing a creative passion that doesn't offer immediate financial reward. It might be taking a step back to learn a new skill while your peers are climbing the corporate ladder. From the outside, these actions might seem counterintuitive, even foolish. But if you have done your research, if you have faith in your process, and if you can see the treasure chest of silver coins at the end of the road, then their judgment is just noise. Your journey is your own. The real victory isn't in convincing the critics. It's in achieving your goal. It's in knowing that while they were busy laughing, you were busy building. So the next time someone doubts you or calls your dream foolish, remember the story of the boy and the silver coins. Ask yourself, are you making a choice for short-term approval, or are you playing the long game for long-term success? True wisdom is quiet, patient, and often underestimated. Stick to your path, trust your own judgment, and keep collecting your silver coins. In the end, your results will speak for themselves. Thanks for watching today. If this story resonated with you, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that make you think. See you next time.